So levees are natural raised riverbanks, and they are predominantly found in the lower stages of a river valley. But how are they formed? Well, essentially, here's our first stage. So here's our river channel, and in our river channel, in the body of the water, we've got small pieces of sediment being transported along the river course. Now, we've got some heavy rain here, heavy levels of precipitation. So of course, over time, that level of precipitation, we go to number 2, is going to cause the river level to rise up and go onto this flat surface either side, known as the floodplain, the landscape in the lower stages, the floodplain. The small pieces of sediment which were being transported along the river in the flow are going to be lifted up in the water onto the floodplain in the flood water. Over time, when the flood waters recede back into the river channel, this sediment that's been lifted onto the floodplain in the flood water will be dropped, deposited. And here we are. So this is number 3. So we can see the water is now back in the river channel, but that sediment, which was in the flood waters, has now been dropped on the side of the river, on the river banks. And that, due to this happening again and again and again, it has built up to form raised river banks known as levees. And that's it. So in summary, levees, natural raised river banks found in the lower stages, caused by 2 main processes. Number 1, we have river flooding, and number 2, we have deposition, the dropping of sediment, and that's how we get our raised river banks. See you in my next video. Take care.